Hello, I am Polymath, and today I'm going to be playing some 20TSD. It is this mode. Before I start looking at the gameplay, there are some things you need to know. Number one, the mode. 20TSD means 20 T-spin doubles. It's called this because you can only clear lines in this mode using a T-spin double. If you clear a line in any other way, it will end the game. T-spin doubles are where you spin a T-piece into an overhang and it clears 2 lines, but this is a move that sends 4 lines of garbage to another player. However, my method can actually get to 20 T-spin doubles because it will top out at the end. And it's actually kind of unusual for any player to get to 20 T-spin doubles because the stack gets very high and you need perfect RNG. Now let's look at the gameplay. Alright, at this point you might be wondering, what am I doing? Like, this is clearly not the optimal way to play. I have a hole here, I have a 2-piece overhang here that I can't resolve because of the overhangs here, and I had to do some weird talks. However, this is all on purpose. You see, this is the setup for the T-spin double. I have a purple piece coming up, or a T-piece, after I place down the red piece, which I will do on the left. The purple piece will come down to here, forming these 4 blocks, and then I will turn it to the right, causing it to slot into the here, which will clear those 2 lines. That is a T-spin double, like this. Looks like this. There you go. So that's a T-spin double. You might have noticed I set it up on the top instead of the bottom. Yeah, I didn't actually look at this recording before starting this. Yeah. Anyway. This formation works because of 7-bag. 7-bag is a randomization system that jstris uses to guarantee a fair game. In 7-bag, you get all 7 pieces to start the game, and then before getting a repeat. The 7 pieces are the purple T-piece, the blue piece that looks like this, the red one that looks like a squiggly, the green one looks like the squiggly but backwards, the yellow is a square, the orange is the opposite of blue, and the light blue is the long bar, which needs no introduction. So each cycle I will play. To start the game, I'll put the T-piece here. I need the T-piece here to get the blue and the red pieces on top of it. However, I won't put another T-piece there. I'll put it into the slot to resolve the T-spin double and get one TSD done. And I'll put the light blue bars all the way to the right, then I'll follow it up with the orange, a square, and on top of the square, and next to the orange, I'll put a light green squiggly. So that will cause the T-piece to fit into here. The order that these things should go is generally not necessary, except for the T-piece needs to go first, and the square needs to go before the squiggly, and then the second T-piece needs to go last. Because the T-spin can't happen without the rest of the cycle set up, and that's why I use the hold key as you see up here. If you find a piece that doesn't fit into that order, you can hold it until you play the piece that allows it to fit. Alright, so the next cycle I will stack up in the exact same pattern with the blue and red on the right, everything else on the blue and red on the left, everything else on the right, and green and green and purple forming the T-piece double. As you see, I clear down the bottom, and now it's set up once more. Blue, red, purple in the center when that happens to clear, green, yellow, orange, and light blue. So that's 3 TSDs done. So I'll just keep on using this cycle over and over again. However, as you see, it does raise for every TSD I do. So that will cause problems eventually at the top. A couple more T-spins. This is actually a good time to pause the video to show how a T-piece works. I just spin it to the right when it's in the right slot. A tuck there. with a square piece, you're going to need to learn how to do that. Now this is important, since the long bars that you see are a fair bit taller than the rest of the stack, since the long bar is the only piece that goes up 4 blocks, everything else goes up either 3 or 2. So anyway, if the long bars get too much higher than the rest of the stack, like here, the orange and yellow bits, then you can just put them at the bottom. Remember, make sure that you do not get 3 of them next to each other, since that would result in some lines clearing, and that would not be a T-spin double. And yeah, there I just put the TCs to the left a bit by mistake. The TTs cannot go anywhere except for the center. The same cycle over and over again. Remember, at the higher levels, which means like 10 TSDs or so using this pattern, you're going to run into some tough situations eventually. At the very top, don't bother trying to cycle into another one. That's for like the future. Just shove pieces to the side into the bottom as you see fit to get one more T-spin double, and then that'll end the game for you. As you see, I have 2 long bars lined up here. Now I'm going to stack the long bars on top of one of these 2, never to the right, since that would cause a non-T piece to play. Now just some more average plays, just keeping up the cycle. Now, by the way, 15 TSDs is as far as you can go with regular RNG that doesn't help you and like doesn't allow you to go further. This is the point right here, like where it's really tall. 2 more TSDs, and I will be tall enough that I need perfect RNG to continue playing. So far, my best is 18. Which means I got that perfect RNG for 3 more cycles. As you see here, this is a very difficult situation. I need to fit it into a space that's actually above the playing field. However, as long as there's some blocks underneath it and like at least half of it's still in the playing field, it's technically still allowed. If you look, you can just kind of spam the turn key until it fits there. So that did fit. There are 2 blocks above here that you can't actually see. This is actually a mistake by me. I should have held it and then dropped the long bar to the bottom and then T-spun at the bottom to try to lower it down, but it worked out for me, so yeah. You can see those 2 blue pieces I was talking about earlier. They do exist even if you can't see them. And that's the secret to how to get long TSD runs. This is 15, so this is as far as I can usually go without perfect RNG if I'm following. And yeah, again, there's those 2 pieces that are actually above here that you can't see. However, just saying, tucks are way easier at high levels than to spin it past them like I did the first time. It's way easier just to set up a tuck since you can move sideways instead of having to like go over the top and hope for the lag to kick in and save you. See, that was perfect since the long bar is the only piece I can put down here without like messing up the pattern somehow. The green piece, I don't have the square piece to play off of, and anyway it would be too high. So the long bar was an example of the perfect RNG I need. If you spam the turn key, it sometimes does like cause it to lift upwards. It's hard to explain why. I don't really get it myself, but it does happen. So as you see, if I had put the green piece there, the piece I had afterwards was another green piece. I can put that nowhere since I am at the exact top. If a piece is placed that is completely above the playing field, that does not count. So at this point, I will shove material into the bottom until until I'm holding a green piece, followed by a purple piece seen here, like 5 away. I'm holding the green piece to set up the combo for the final bit. And I'm taking extra care not to actually clear any lines, since that would be bad. And at this point, I got my final TSD. This is a record for me, and the pattern no longer is established. I just took the orange piece there, so that's, yeah. The RG wasn't good enough for me to continue anyway. Anyway, yeah, this is my best game for now, and you can use this in a live game against like live opponents, and you can get some ridiculous attacks per minute. Like I think my best is like 67 using this strategy. However, like I mentioned at the beginning, there's these two holes here, and like if they attack you at all, you're dead basically. You can transition into a 3-wide, but that's hard. So yeah.